Good afternoon. We are at Paris, the day of the Ultra Trail World Tour Awards with Catherinne Poletti, race director for Ultra Trail Mont Blanc. How do you feel?
I think fine, because you know the Ultra Trail World Tour were a dream, and we are really proud to be one of the race.
It has been a long story for Ultra Trail Mont Blanc ever since the 2002. This year you completed the 12th edition, now looking forward to the 13th. How was the origin? How did it all start? When you think about all this, because in the beginning it was not a major corporate event at all, it was more like a family issue.
Completely. It was really the story of a team of friends, of 9 friends. It began in October 2002, just after the accident under the tunnel of the Mont Blanc, because it was impossible to cross between Chamonix and Carrera during 2 years. So the precedent taste running needed to stop, because when we tried to begin it again, there is only one team of 7 persons who was registered, so they say, okay, we cannot do it, and they cancelled. And then we had the idea to begin again. It was October, when we have to register the races and the calendars, and we say, okay, we can do a race, but with a different spirit. We want to do it individual and on one step, and running only on the trail and not on the roads.
Was there any direct inspiration from any other race, or was it just out of the blue?
No, really, we discovered the trail running and the very ultra endurance from 2000. We listen about the Diagonale des Fous.
Yeah.
We listen about there is a race in the Pyrenees. And the most inspiration came from a race who existed only 3 years, and it's called the Fortige de Maurienne, and it was in Maurienne, just in the Alps, not very far from Chamonix. It was a very fantastic race.
All right. Now, fast forward to 2015. The next edition is going to be different in some aspects. So far, the best known is the new sponsor, new commercial relationship. Over these 12-13 years, we recently had a balance of the huge growth of the races. What things are you most happy about having achieved, and what things do you look forward, like, you know?
Firstly, I want to say it will be not different about the race itself and the event itself. It is the life. We spent 12 beautiful years together in the same spirit and in the same way of a strategy, and it was the time to renew the contract of we done each 3 years, and 2014 was the last year of this contract of 3 years, the last one. And when we spoke together, we just understood that the strategy were not the same, and we spent 12 really beautiful years, because the North Face, to give name, follow us and support us in each dream we had and in each project. When we created the UTMB, we began with them in the first year, and we decide to create the CCC. They say, okay. We decided to create the PTL and then the TDS. They say, okay, each time. But now they have a different strategy, and we continue on this strategy. And because of that, we say, okay, we stay friends, but we each go in his own way.
Okay, so now you have, let's say, financial stability for the next 3 years.
Yes, I think there is no problem. As you know, we had a new contract with Group Columbia, but not as a naming partner, because they choose to have a different approach. They decided to put 3 brands of the group, and without the naming. So today they are in the story, and it's okay to continue a race with the same quality. I think it is the goal we had from the beginning, and we continue with the same goal.
Okay. Are there any internal changes expected for 2015? Will there be a 6th race, or will there be any minor changes to the routes, or will we have GPS trackers for every runner, or, I mean, from the runner's perspective?
I think GPS tracker for each runner is really
wonderful, if possible.
I'm not sure. I think it would be a nightmare, because imagine to have to look a map with so many 2,300 little lights to say, oh, this, who is that? And
zoom
it
in,
is
zoom out.
I imagine it is a real nightmare. Yeah. And really, I think it is not a solution. I think about the sport, not a real new race. We imagine perhaps something for the young, for the youth,
good.
And not the kids, because you know we have all the minis for the kids, but we have nothing today for the young of between 16 and 19, so perhaps we think about that.
When you look back, do you think there are some parts of the spirit or the values that have been lost? For example, I first ran your races in 2008, and I remember clearly that you were at the finish line when I crossed it. It was CCC that I did that year. Now, if you tried to do that, you would got killed, because you couldn't stay at the finish line for 3-4 days.
But there is 2 reasons for that. It is because there is so many runners, so many times, so many long time, and I'm just not the same age, in the same time. So after a week of races, I'm really tired.
But do you feel something in the original spirit has been lost, or do you struggle to keep it just as it was?
I think there is one spirit who cannot be lost. It is all the values we have, and it is really important today. I think the spirit to be really near of the countries, the free countries, and to have an event who is a meeting for all the nationalities is really interesting. There is another thing I like very much. It is to see how near of the person. They may be athletes, high-level athletes. They may be athletes of each day, and regular athletes, and the volunteers, and everybody has a real good contact together, very family contact perhaps, and it is not the star system. I think it is really a real emotion share between everybody, and I think here is the result I like. In the same time, we continue really to organize something for the solidarity, all the solidarity bibs, and to help some organization, caritative organization, and also about the health. We are really big work and think about the health, against the doping, against everything like that, and about the environment. It is really important because around the Mont Blanc we need to be really careful with this beautiful mountain and all the countries, and we have a big job.
Okay, well, congratulations for these first 12 years, almost 13, and may it go on for many more. Merci.